breezes? Was it always the intention toward training on the track?
Sure. From a young age, I've liked horses. I dealt in cattle before I had horses, and I bred horses from a young age, and traded in horses from a young age, and dealt in 2-year-olds. You know, sold yearlings, and bought this farm 20 years ago, and needed to earn money more than once a year to pay for it, and decided to do a few 2-year-olds. Had never really worked for a trainer. Spent one short part of a summer in California with Laura de Sero and Del Mar, 2 or 3 weeks, riding the pony, and I absolutely loved the training. And I love California, and I kind of decided that time that if I ever got a chance, I might try and train. She had Astra, Zeri, Dublino. She had very good fillies at the time, and I like working with horses, and I like, you know, on a daily basis, I like, you know, I've always liked working with horses. So it was something that was of interest to me, but probably never thought it might arise. And when I had the 2-year-olds, when I'd sell them this time of the year, when they'd be gone, I missed them. I didn't, you know, they'd be there all winter, and you train them, and you hand them, you sell them, and this was the job. But when they were gone, I didn't, you know, I'd rather be training them than them being sold. So I had horses in training with Joanna Morgan at the time, and she retired in, I don't know what year it was, 2011, I'd say. And I had a couple of horses, and I was pre-training for William Haggis and bits and pieces, and had a few 2-year-olds. But I suddenly realised that I'm going to have to pay someone to train. You know, I had a few more horses, and so I decided I had the facilities, and I said I'd take a provisional licence, and I had my first runner on that licence in April 2012. Billy Lee rode it, and she won. She'd ran for Joanna once the previous year, and so that kind of, I enjoyed that, but I didn't have many horses. And I was, as I say, I wanted to change from the breeze ups, so I went to the store sales and I bought a couple of geldings for 8 or 10 grand a piece, and one of them placed in the Land Rover bumper, and I sold them, so I bought 2 more, and I went back to Punchestown the following year, and I was second in the Land Rover, and I won the 4-year-old bumper on the first day. I didn't really have any desire to be a national hunt trainer. It was because they were a little less expensive at the time, and I was experimenting, seeing if I thought I could train. I remember after the first one was second, walking out of the paddock, he was 25 to 1, and I looked up at the board walking out, and the next fellow was 33 to 1. I said, effing should be going to the bookies. But I didn't. I said the training is, there's the horses I'm doing it for. So anyway, he won, and I sold them. And I quickly decided to focus on the flat. So the Turf Club at the time made me, I had, my first 2-year-old winner was at the Curragh and Guineas weekend, where Vanderdecken beat Churchill. And I sold that horse to Godolphin. He was actually my first 2-year-old winner. And the Turf Club had wheeled me in before that and made me sit the second part of the trainer's course, because I was after having too many runners on a 4-horse licence. And I told them, at the time I told them I didn't need a full licence, that they were not really talking any sense, but anyway, they didn't listen to me, thankfully. And my first runner with a full licence was Vanderdecken for Godolphin in the Coventry. And he finished 5th, and I handed him over after the race, and he went to Godolphin. And I came home and made a conscious decision. That was 2016. I made a conscious decision that I'm going to give this a rattle, and I wrote to 15 or 20 people and said, look, I think I'm going to try training. I'd like the idea of it. And in 2018 we started the first year that I kicked off, you know, as a trainer, you know, fully sort of single-minded trainer. So that's only five seasons ago.